Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for coming back and checking out the channel. Now in this video, what are the best Google URL shortener alternatives? That's what we're going to be talking about. Now the Google URL shortener closed down a while ago and they still support the links that are already made, but you're not able to create new links. So now you have to basically find different alternatives for the Google URL shortener. It was one of the most popular URL shorteners simply because it's Google, people trust the brand, and it was just very popular even here on YouTube. Everybody and their grandmother was using it to cloak affiliate links if you would check the links in the description. So anyways, what are your alternatives? There are plenty of alternatives. A lot of them are very good, offering different things like analytics on the back end. So we're going to look at some free ones, some paid ones, and just various other ways that we can shorten our URL. So if you're ready, let's jump into my laptop and begin. Number one, bit.ly.com. Bit.ly actually got its start as bit.ly way back in the day, and they were one of the original URL shorteners, but they were actually eclipsed by Google when Google got into the URL shortening business. But now that Google's kind of gone away, Bit.ly has now emerged again as the leading alternative to that service. So I really like Bit.ly. Personally, that's why it's first on the list, because it's the one I would recommend for the average person who's just like, hey, I have YouTube videos, I want to shorten my links. How do I do that? I want to shorten my links for my website or YouTube description, whatever. Go to bit.ly.com. Now with Bit.ly, you have two options. Either you can just go to the homepage and boom, I'll just copy and paste a quick little playlist, one of my playlists for case studies there, and I can click on shorten, and then it instantly gives me a nice URL that I can quickly, easily share. And Bit.ly uses cookies, so every time you visit the homepage, it'll just start populating this whole section with your URLs. Now you'll see like, hey, I see people able to customize this. Like, how do I customize this? Well, in order to do that, you actually have to sign in, and it's fine. Signing in is just a free account, quickly and easily. And here you can just go to create, and you can paste your long URL here, as I've done. And then you click on create, and then right here you can customize the back half as you need it. So case studies, blah 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 blah. Okay, basically you can put in anything that you want, and that's basically how it works. So that is number one, bit.ly.com. Number two is tinyurl.com, the original URL shortener. This was one of the first URL shortening websites in existence before URL shortening was really a thing and people needed to do it for various uses, like YouTube descriptions, for example. Now it's kind of funny that they have this example over here of Amazon on Kindle wireless reading display. Like if you're an Amazon associate, you should absolutely not be using a URL shortener, FYI. Anyways, to use tinyurl is dead simple. We just go to here, enter the long URL that we want, paste, and now here's our URL, and we just can click make tiny URL. Here you can add a custom alias if you want. Most aliases that are logical are taken because this website has been in existence for years and years and years. If we were just to do this, like I have tinyurl/YouTube, obviously that one's going to be taken, so it generates one automatically for me. If you want to go back and try and make an alias that's not taken, again, just repeat the process again. Go into make tinyurl and figure out an alias. And try an alias that's usually like 3-4 words long. Unfortunately, you're not going to get like a one-word thing typically because most of that has already been registered. But anyways, that is number two, tinyurl.com. Number three is Blink, bl.ink. Now, Blink is one of the first premium URL shortening website services on the list. Basically, you have an account and you can manage your links, clicks, analytics, and that whole thing on the back end. They do say that they have a free plan, but from my experience, it just seems like when you sign up, you only have a trial experience, not permanently free. I could be wrong on this. So anyways, to start using Blink, you do actually have to create an account. You can't just use the service for free. This is what the back end looks like, and you have a bunch of different options, home, links, my links. To get started is obviously you just click on this green button that says new links, and now you'll be presented with this page. So if I was to take a URL link, for example, we'll paste it in there, and now it comes up with topic.video YouTube 87. So now I can shorten this string for this video string into something that's a little bit more relevant. So I like that. It does do that, like topic.video. Or if I was to take, for example, a blog post, which is from my website Edge of David, and I try and shorten that, then change it to men.social, or sometimes, it will take the domain name that you're putting in and then kind of try and match it to something that makes a little bit more sense. So let's just show all choices. So you have men social, send digital, be link, supplement 66, just random things like that. If you want to have your own URL to shorten, you can absolutely do that. If you already have a URL that you want to constantly use to just manage all your domains, you can add an existing domain name, or you can search now for branded domain names. That now, by doing this, means like you'll have a specific branded domain name. So for example, like my website's websitecreativepro.com. Like it'd be cool if I could get like wcp.co or .tech or something, and just use that to shorten all my links and then manage it from one area. That's what this whole feature is about. But anyways, that is number 3, BLINK, blink. Number 4 on the list is Rebrandly.com. Now, Rebrandly down here says like enter your URL shortener, enter your long URL to begin, and then click rebrand. Now, if you do that, it's just going to send you the same page as to sign up for free. It's going to be like, oops, you can't sign up because you're not logged in. So basically, when you sign up, you can create a free account, and this is what it looks like. You have this dashboard set up where you can add a brand domain name, rebrand your first link, and get the Chrome extension if you want. So let's go ahead and click a new link. So I'm again going to take my URL for my case studies, throw it in there, and now we have the branded domain name where we have Rebrandly, and we can register our own domain name that we want if that's what we want to do. So if you want to go ahead and register some short like .co, .tech, .io, something like that, that's kind of like the URL extension that I would consider getting, and then use that as your branded domain name, or you can just keep it as Rebrandly, and then it's like the tag is we'll just case /tag example, whatever, and then we'll click on create link. Okay, link rebranded. All right, and let me just click out of this. Okay, so now we have 0 clicks, and just now, and this is our Rebrandly. So if we click on this for more detail, and we can quickly check to see like what URL this is going to, and there we go. So now we can just highlight this. We can copied, and we can just paste in right there, and then boom, you're off to the races. So I really like Rebrandly. You do have to create an account, but it's more geared towards getting a custom domain name and managing a custom domain name for your URL shorteners, all from this dashboard. But you can use the rebrand.ly URL if you want. So anyways, that is Rebrandly.com. Number 5 is Is.gd. Is.gd is a very simple URL shortener. So clean and simple, minimalistic. We take our URL, so I'll highlight my playlist here, we'll throw it in there, we'll click on shorten, and your URL shortener URL is this, is.gd, SZRS4S. Okay, so you're thinking like, well, how do I customize this backend? Is that possible with this? Absolutely, but you have to pay attention. It says further options, custom URL right there. So we have to go here, we'll put in the playlist again, and we'll just do is.gd. So we'd say like case studies example, and then I'll click on I could also log statistics for this link. Sure. Custom URL can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. All right, so that means I can't have dashes, so we'll get rid of that, and we'll click on shorten. All right, and there we go. So your URL shorten is.gd case studies example. So if I go back to home and I click on my recently shortened URLs, there we go. And I can also have statistics track for this. Very, very simple site, but visit since creation, visit this week, visits today. There you go. So that is.gd. Number 6 on the list is t2mio.com. Again, a very simple, straightforward service where you can just quickly visit and shorten any URL that you want. So we can just take the playlist URL here and we'll throw it in there and click on shorten. and we'll be given a URL right here that we can quickly copy and paste and then use it on our website, YouTube subscription as we want. You can also sign up and create an account. When you create an account, the advantage of your free account is that you have these IDs and then you can have a little bit of statistics behind them. Now you may be wondering, well, how do I customize this? How do I make it t2m.io/whatever I want? With the free account, unfortunately, you can't. That is a vanity URL and you have to upgrade to do that with t2m.io. But if you're looking for something where you can just manage links, have some analytics behind it, and just quickly create links as you want, I really like t2m.io. So that is number 6. Number 7 is bit.do, bit.do. Now this website, again, another URL shortener, super duper simple. We're just gonna take our URL, take that link to shorten, and we can also customize the vanity link if we want to whatever we want it to be. So example link case study, and then we'll click on shorten, and there we go. Have your own URL shorten with your own custom domain name. Yep. Okay. So then this is their quick little upsell to do it. But anyways, we have our short URL right here, bit.do/ the vanity URL that we wanted. And if we want to have traffic stats, we can click on this link right here to be on a page that will give us our analytics once it loads, taking its time. But anyways, let's highlight the link to make sure it works properly. We're going to paste and go to bit.do. The URL shortener. Okay, and boom, here we are. And now we have our statistics for this page. So stats, view that page, and referring sites, referring pages, detailed, nice quick little back example of our analytics on. And that is it for bit.do. Now you may be wondering, well, how do I create an account, or like how do I track all my links long term? Well, that's the only thing that, again, this is just a minimalistic solution. I mean, they do have this tiny little button over here. I suggest doing that. I suggest you register an account with them if you want to keep track of your links properly. It's way up in the corner with this tiny links. But anyways, that is bit.do. Number 8 is TinyCC. So TinyCC is very helpful because, again, it's another URL shortener. To shorten the links, we just go here to paste in our long URL. There's our playlist. We can customize the tiny.cc link as we want. So if I want to say YouTube 89198, that's fine. Okay, now we'll click on shorten. And if it's not taken, it should work. Great. So we have tiny.cc.youtube198 is now linking to my playlist. All right, so either you can highlight this here, or you can click on this button there to copy it to your clipboard, and we can just quickly go in here and check, paste and go, and hopefully everything redirects properly. Now you can sign up to create an account where everything will manage itself and you can manage all your links as needed, and the link redirected as appropriate to the case study page. So we are good to go. So that is tiny.cc. Number 9 is Adfly, adf.ly. This Adfly website is one of the more unique sites in that you can monetize your short links. Patik Barut from India says, Adfly is the main reason my blog still exists. Like, that's pretty sad then. But anyways, it's worth mentioning that this site exists if you're looking for a URL shortener. So we can just throw in there, click on shrink, and now we have evasmat.com, and this hopefully is linking to my case studies page. Let's check it out. Click and go. All right, so now it's loading. Okay, now we have the ad at the top there. That's loading properly. Okay, deny. All right, go. This is a terrible user experience. So warning, it appears that you have an advert blocking. Yes. Oh God. So that's Adfly. I don't recommend using it, but again, if you're just looking for an alternative to Google URL shortener, this exists, but this is just a terrible experience. Like, so far, the site hasn't even loaded, the URL hasn't loaded. So it's like you have any functional URL redirection, like if you're trying to do affiliate marketing on YouTube, I would not use AdFly because you're just going to send people to pages like this and they're going to be so confused. But anyways, that's it for number 9, AdFly. Number 10 is smallseotools.com/URL shorteners. This is like kind of a middle ground between the more robust URL shorteners and the more simplistic ones. This one's kind of lower on the list just because I don't personally like the interface. It's kind of stuck in 2012, and it's also a little bit confusing to use. Now, to shorten the URL is pretty obvious. We just go here and paste in our link right there, and we click on shorten URL. But then it's like, well, where's our URL? Because you're gonna kind of expecting it to be a little bit more prominent right here. Like you're gonna scroll up and down, like I don't get it. Like there's all this text, and like what's going? Oh, here's our generic URL right here, and it's urlds.com. It's not even like smallseotools.com. So there you go. Can you customize the URL as you want? No. But if you're looking for an alternative to Google URL Shortener, if you just want something quick and simple, this is smallseotools.com/URL shortener. And the last on the list is shorturl.at, another just simple and fast URL shortener, as they say. You can shorten, share, and track. Super, super simple. So we'll just go to the box, throw in our playlist URL, and we'll click on shorten URL here, and voila. It's really that simple. Copy the shortened image. So we have short URL, and then we have this custom GLWEJ, and that is it. It's really that simple. We copy the URL, and there you go. So that's how you shorten URLs with shorturl.at. One of the simplest, easiest, quickest solutions available as a Google alternative. All right, so before we finish up this video, I just want to mention a few other random alternatives. Now, we have the polrproject.org, and we have Yourls. It's basically like your URLs. Jeez, I can't speak. What these two are just a self-hosted version of all the other platforms. So if you're like, look, I don't want to use a website, I don't want to create an account on a website, I want to have my own server and do it myself, you can use both of these projects to do that. Polr project is obviously also, just by the way it looks, a little bit more developed. So this is the more popular one, but both are still in use and still being developed. So if you have tech skills and you want to do it yourself, it's totally possible. There's 2 projects that exist that you can leverage. They're free and open source, and you can just use it and get going with it on your own server. If you don't have any technical skills for that, then I wouldn't worry about it. I would just use a different service like bit.ly. But anyways, this is the do-it-yourself self-hosted version for URL shortening. Okay, now the next 2 are not specifically URL shorteners. They're kind of like these robust social media platforms that incorporate a URL shortener into them. They have their place, but if we're just talking about URL shorteners, someone's asking me like, what do I recommend? I don't recommend these 2, particularly Hootsuite, because like Hootsuite's just overly confusing. Like they've incorporated now Owly into the backend, and it's like it's difficult to find, it's difficult to use. Same with Buffer. Now these 2 sites are great for what they are, but they're definitely more geared towards social media management, like automating Facebook and Twitter posting and that kind of thing, not just strict URL shortening. If like you just want like to track your URLs and have URL shortening, there's better options, but I just thought I would mention these 2 just to let you know that they exist and that you can try them both out to see which one you like more, if you like them at all. They do come with trial plans, so you can check it out to see if the URL shortening service is something that you want to use. All right, and the last is one of the more newest brands that are in existence is Marketer Magic. These are basically a competitor to Buffly and Hootsuite, and I think it's really just a step up from both of those, much more geared towards marketers. This does come with a URL shortener. It's not free though, and it's like you can sign up. You can't even sign up for free. You have to submit a credit card if you want to sign up for free. It does cost money, typically a month, and it's definitely geared towards businesses. And it does have a URL shortener, but it's not just a URL shortener. It comes with a bunch of other various features for running an online business, and that incorporates like things like e-commerce and communication with various customers. The short links look like INE.me, used by Kevin David as an example if you just want to see what they look like for the short links. But anyways, that, for most people, if you're just looking for a simple URL shortener, this is definitely going to be overkill marketer magic. But worth noting that they do have a URL shortening feature as part of your package upon signing up. Okay, that is it for the list. Go ahead and leave a comment below telling me what your favorite alternative to Google URL shortener is, and if I miss anything on the list. Also, while you're at it, please consider subscribing and hit that like button. It really helps the channel get more exposure. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.